Hey everybody, this is Josie, and thanks for tuning in to Josie's Point of View, where we focus on human interest stories from the Carolinas and beyond. Our story today comes from Fayetteville, North Carolina, and here's the story headline. And it reads, Nurse steals over 5,900 milligrams of narcotics from VA patients. I want to encourage you to stay with me until the very end because not only am I going to tell you about the situation, I'll also tell you how it ended up, and then I'll follow up with my perspective on the entire situation. But before we begin, if you're here for the first time, I want to say welcome and thank you for tuning in. I would also like to invite you to subscribe to my channel by clicking on the red subscribe button on the bottom right of your screen. And if you click on this notification bell, you'll be the first to know whenever a new video is uploaded. Now back to our story. So I'll be providing you with a summary and I'll place the link to the full articles in the description box. All right, so let's get started. And this is what we know. Back in 2018, the Veterans Administration got a heads up from an anonymous source, and they call those people whistleblowers, that this particular male nurse, who is a VA employee, was diverting medications for his own use. And what this means that instead of giving the narcotics to the patient, he was keeping it for himself. At least that's what the whistleblower said. So once this anonymous tip came in, this triggered a major internal investigation, and the VA Inspector General's office got involved. They first approached the individual supervisor, and then they began to look back through narcotic records in an effort to shed light on the allegations and develop a paper trail. And by the way, this was an ICU nurse who sometimes worked in other areas throughout the hospital when needed. So that made this situation even more difficult to go over. But anyway, they were able to verify instances where this nurse had been fraudulently submitting requests for narcotics, saying that a physician had ordered them when that was not the case. And this had been going on for a very long time. So the Inspector General representative and the supervisor eventually confronted the nurse with the evidence they had, and he confessed. And then he began to disclose the full extent of his misdeed. According to the news sources, he told the investigators that for over 3 years he had been submitting fraudulent prescription requests through the automated prescription system for hydromorphine, which is Dilaudid. He was doing that under disguise that the narcotics were for patients, but he was really keeping it for himself. This went on from January 2015 until May 2018, and yes, that is over 3 years. And during that time, according to the nurse, and based on what's reported in the news, he fraudulently diverted 5,930 milligrams of Dilaudid for his personal use. Well, of course, he was charged and he pled guilty. I'm sure he negotiated a guilty plea, and he was sentenced on July the 2nd. So let me remind you first of what he admitted to doing. He admitted he stole 5,930 milligrams of narcotics from VA patients, and this is the punishment he received: 3 years probation and 90 days of house arrest. Yes, this nurse was sentenced to 3 years probation and 90 days of house arrest for stealing narcotics from patients at the Fayetteville, North Carolina VA hospital. Well, I'm just about to hit the ceiling. Oh my God. Are you kidding me? This is just unbelievable. What kind of justice is this? This ain't nothing but a slap on the wrist. This whole situation really sucks. First, it shows that the VA narcotic accountability system is just pathetic. And they have had problems for years. You mean to tell me they won't check in on who was ordering narcotics? Everybody who works in that pharmacy needs to be fired. This says there's absolutely no accountability in place. Even if he was submitting fraudulent requests, what doctor was actually signing off on him? That's what I want to know. Could you imagine how much money this cost the VA? It really shows that nobody was following up, nobody was checking, and it probably was just a darn free-for-all. And that complacency by VA staff allowed this individual to capitalize on a broken system for 3 long years. And I smell a cover-up by VA. I won't be surprised if the actual situation is much worse than what was disclosed in the media. And that's why veterans out here don't trust the VA. And how many patients were actually affected by all this, we will never know. And then the sentence this man got, what a shame. A slap on the darn wrist. That's what he got for his punishment. And it shows people don't give a damn about veterans. If I had a family member who was in the hospital during that time mentioned here, I would want to know if my family member received the right care and the right narcotics when they needed it. I'm so fired up, I tell you, by all of this, it's going to take a few minutes to calm myself down. But leave me a message below and let me know how you feel about this situation. And if you have not done so already, I want to invite you to subscribe to my channel by clicking on the red subscribe button on the right-hand corner. And if you click on this notification bell, you'll be the first to know every time a new video is uploaded. As always, I would appreciate a thumbs up for this video, and I'll be talking to you soon. Bye.